Alright, so in this video, I'll show you where all the legendary fish are.
Do you want an autograph?
I'm pretty much going to do the whole Fisher of Fish Stranger mission from start to finish.
I'm just a normal guy.
So you can get this cutscene pretty early on in the game. It's, I think, chapter 2. It becomes available. You just got to go down and find Jeremy Gill down at his little hut.
The famous fisherman.
He's fishing on the back dock.
All the time. Here's one from the New Hanover Gazette. From a few
So there
years
is
back.
13 legendary fish in total that you're going to have to catch for Jeremy Gill. There is a 14th legendary fish in the game that you come across during the veteran Stranger mission strands, but that has nothing to do with this. I actually completed this before I did those missions, so don't worry about that one.
They often offer me their
The video will be timestamped so you can find which legendary fish you are after pretty easily.
to marry.
And I'll put them all in alphabetical order, if that helps you find them. Starting with Bluegill, and I'll finish with Steelhead Trout.
Pretty well. What I mostly do.
I'll make
is
sure
send
to explain
fans
which
stuffed
fish I'm catching and which lure is needed to catch that
Come with me.
fish, as I'm doing it.
These?
Yes. How many do you want? If you get 3, we could do a photograph together, like actual friends.
No, I'm fine. It's sort of ridiculous.
Listen, chum. People love it, and I could sell even more fish if I had them. It helps them to know that out there's some man fighting with Neptune on a daily basis and winning.
Okay.
But I can't catch enough of them. And there's really good money in this.
I'll fish a little.
You do? Well, in that case, send them to me. Of course, not if they're too rotten. Do you like that bass? I'd sell this for $50. I'd give you 15.
Send you fish.
Ooh, my card and a map.
Well, maybe I shall.
Only the decent ones. They have to be at least 24 inches in length and 10 pounds in weight. No one wants to imagine Jeremy Gill catching a tiddler. There's no money in tiddlers.
So I hear.
So first things first, before you actually go and start trying to catch all the legendary fish, you're going to need lures. And you can only buy these special lures from Gras. There is a bait shop there. It's the only bait shop in the game. So the 3 different types of lures in the game are the lake lure, the river lure, and the swamp lure. You will need the special versions of those lures to catch legendary fish. So you see here special lake, river, and swamp. They cost $18 each. And you can only purchase one of them. So yeah, make sure you grab all 3 of those. You don't actually have to worry about the regular versions of the lures. They're just for catching normal fish. But we'll start off here with the legendary bluegill. It's actually just south of Clemens Point, just west of Rhodes. And you will need the special lake lure for this one. So just walk down to the shoreline. If you're not sure you're in the right place, check your map. If you're looking into the water and it has a picture of the legendary fish, that means you're in the right place. If not, keep wandering around until that legendary fish picture pops up on the map. And the little bluegill's not too hard to pull in. So we've got him now. We'll move on to the legendary bullhead catfish. So this one's one of the trickier ones to actually get because it's over at the Sisika Penitentiary, which is that prison island all the way over on the east of the map. So just getting there is a little bit tricky, but if you can find a boat, you shouldn't have any issue at all. I haven't actually attempted to swim my horse across there, like using stamina drinks and stuff to keep it afloat. But I assume you could probably get across there just on the back of your horse. You can see I'm John here, so just touching the water means I start to drown, but that's no big deal as long as you can get that boat. I just kind of ran up and down the shoreline until I saw a guy paddling a canoe. You might be able to find a boat docked at Copperhead Landing or down in Saint Denis even. But when you get over to Sisika Penitentiary, you'll see that the bullhead catfish will appear on the map, so that's where you're going to start fishing. We'll just row our boat into that little channel and pull your rod out while you're standing in the boat. You can fish from the boat.
Here we go.
And use a special river lure. This is another smaller fish, so it should be pretty easy to pull in once you get it on the hook. You can see there it didn't take very long at all. So that is the legendary bullhead catfish anyway. We'll move on to the legendary chain pickerel, which you will find in the Dakota River just north of Flatneck Station. Just outside of Limpany pretty much. You'll see the little fish symbol appear in the river there. So for this one we're going to use the special river lure. And this is another small fish, so once you do hook it, it shouldn't take you very long to drag it in. So some of the bigger fish, they might take a bit longer for you to pull in. And you've got to kind of stop reeling when they struggle and stuff like that. But little fish like this, you can pull in without an issue, basically. So that's the legendary chain pickerel anyway. We'll move on to the legendary lake sturgeon. This is a big fish. And we're going to get it from the train bridge that's going west out of Saint Denis. So I'm going to stand on the bridge. And I'm going to use the special swamp lure for this one. A lot of the time you can tell what lure to use by looking on the map, whether you're fishing into a like a lake or a river or a swamp. And I know if you look south, you will actually see that it says Lanahatchee River or something like that. So you're actually fishing into a river. And the name of the fish is lake sturgeon. So you'd think you're either using the lake lure or the river lure, but no, use the swamp lure for the lake sturgeon, fishing it out of the river. Anyway, this is a big fish, like I said. So if this was your first big fish, you will get the "It was this big" achievement.
Yes.
Which you'll get this for catching a fish over 16 pounds.
Afraid you're staying with me.
So there's my first big fish anyway. So we'll move on to the next one, which is the legendary largemouth bass. This one you can't actually get as Arthur because you have to go down to New Austin. And it's in the San Luis River. And it's kind of just southeast of Lake Don Julio. So for this one you will need a special river lure and just fish towards the east. Just stand on the embankment and throw your rod to the east. You should hook it pretty quickly. This one is a bigger fish. So when it is struggling, stop reeling.
It's you.
But this one wasn't too hard for me to catch anyway. The legendary largemouth bass. So for the next one, the legendary Longnose Gar, we're actually going back to Le Gras, where the bait shop is. We're going to the dock that's right at the back of the bait shop. There is usually a boat there. And what we're going to do is get in that boat and boat south. On the map, we're going to go kind of just under the word Le Gras. And when you do, you'll see the fish appear there. The legendary fish will appear on the map. And when you get there, just jump out of your boat. You can fish from the boat again. The special swamp lure is the one you're going to use for this one. We're obviously in the swamps. So I've stopped my boat right in the dead center, basically, of the fish picture on the map. And I'm fishing towards the east, if that helps you. So this is another big fish. So when it struggles, stop reeling. The smaller fish you can continue to reel and it won't break the line. But the bigger fish like this, if you keep reeling, the line will snap and you'll lose your lure. You'll just have to go back to the bait shop and buy another one in that case. But we'll move on to the next one, the legendary Muskie. We're going up to Van Horn. The lighthouse up at Van Horn is where we're going to be. So I've come just south of the lighthouse. And there's this little rock that's just on its own in the water. And from here, if I look out to the east, it'll give me a good open view of the water. So I'm going to do this a little bit differently. Because this fish is pretty tricky to actually catch. I caught a whole bunch of muskies, regular muskies, before I actually got the legendary one. So use your special river lure. And we're going to throw our lure out, but we're going to throw it really short. So just throw it very short for the first like 2 or 3 throws. You see there I've thrown it short, I'll just pull it back in. Once I reel it all the way back in, I'll throw it back out short. So like I said, I'll do this probably 3 times. And what I feel like this does is it just draws the fish in a little bit closer. So after you've done that short about 3 times, throw it out about halfway. Don't throw a full length cast out. Throw it about halfway out and then just slowly reel it back in. And there's the muskie there. I grabbed it pretty much straight away. That was my first attempt at doing these short throws just to draw the fish in. So let me know if that works for you. It took me a long time to actually get this fish, but I kept doing full casts, and obviously that wasn't the right way to do it. So anyway, we'll move on to the legendary perch, which is at Elysian Pool, which is just west of Van Horn. It's about halfway down the Kamasa River. And you'll see here I'm going to start from the south because I found a little boat. I had no luck fishing from the shore. I tried that a couple of times and I couldn't quite get it. So I jumped in this little boat and I came out to this rock right in the middle. So as you can see here, I'm right out in the middle of the lake, out in the center, standing on a rock. And I'm going to fish towards the waterfall. Make sure you put on the special swamp lure. That's going to be your lure to catch this fish. So fish out towards that waterfall somewhere. And it's a small fish, so you should be able to pull it in very quickly.
Jesus, what the hell are you?
And that's how you find the legendary perch. We'll move on now. Next up, we have the legendary Redfin Pickerel, which is another one you can't get as Arthur because you have to go down to New Austin. It's in this little pool at the end of Stillwater Creek, which is just west of Thieves Landing. There's this little dock here with a tiny little body of water. If you use your special lake lure, you will catch the redfin pickerel pretty easily. It's a small fish as well, so you won't have a lot of trouble pulling it in. This was my first cast and I got a hold of it first go, so I don't see you having too much trouble. Yeah, so this one and the legendary largemouth bass, they're the only two that you can't actually get as Arthur. You have to get them as John. So if you can't get these two yet, just make sure you finish the story first. But anyway, we'll move on now. The next one is the legendary rock bass. So we're going to need a special lake lure for this one. We're going to Aurora Basin, which we'll find in tall trees. So when you get here, just go out to the end of this old broken down dock. This is where I got it, just fished off the end of it. Yeah, I got this on my first attempt. Special lake lure. Didn't take much at all. It's a pretty small fish itself, so you shouldn't have much trouble pulling this one in either. So that right there is the legendary rock bass. We'll move on now. We're going to do the legendary smallmouth bass, which we'll also find with the lake lure. We're going to go a little bit north to Owanjila Dam. And really, as long as you're anywhere around this eastern half of the dam, I think you won't have any problem. I'm doing it from the south side here. You can do it from the east or the northern side, but as long as you're over this right side of the dam and you have your special lake lure, you shouldn't have any trouble. So this fish is actually a pretty big fish, so take your time with it. It might take you a little while.
Beautiful. Shit, yes.
But I got him in without too much trouble, so hopefully you do too. That is the legendary smallmouth bass. We'll move on now. We're going to do the legendary sockeye salmon. And this one I actually had a little bit of trouble with. So go up to Lake Isabella, up in the snow, in the northern part of Amberino there. And right there where I put that marker, right between the A and the K, is where I'm going to stand. So right where that marker is, stand on the shore there. And we're going to fish towards the east. So equip the special lake lure, and we're going to fish towards that little rock that you can almost see poking out of the water there. Obviously don't throw the lure right at the rock, throw it around it. Just over there to the right of the rock. So this one took me a fair bit to get him in. So he kept going back and forth in this little area here, but he didn't, that rock there, it didn't really interfere with him at all. I don't know if it can or it just didn't, but he was pretty much fine. He just kept going back and forth.
Shit, yes.
But he was definitely one of the tougher ones to actually get on the hook, this guy.
Quite a salmon.
I fished in all different sections of Lake Isabella and he was really hard to find, but that place I found pretty reliable. We'll go on to the very last one now, the legendary Steelhead Trout. You'll find him up in the very northeast corner of the map. There's a big waterfall up there. If you go a bit further downstream, there's Brandywine Drop, so it's up the top of that. And we'll need the special river lure. You can see here I'm standing on the eastern side of the waterfall, right at the foot of the waterfall. And yeah, special river lure, just in the water under the waterfall. This one is another big fish, so prepare for a little bit of a battle with him. He was pretty tough. He got away a little bit there and I got him in. But he's the last one. Anyway, that's all 13 legendary fish. But we're not done with the Fisher of Fish Stranger mission just yet. We have to take all the fish back to the post office. And once you've done that, come back in 24 hours to any post office. And you'll get an invitation from Jeremy Gill to go down to his house where you met him at the start. And I'll let a lot of these cutscenes play out from now.
A fan. Good timing. Do you have a camera?
Sure. What are you talking about?
Liars! Damn liars! Well, they're the liars. Hey, are you the guy that took the photos?
I don't think so.
Oh, must have been that fella from Quebec. Did you say you had a camera?
Yeah?
Good. You'll do then.
What do you need?
I found a giant catfish up near Frontera Bridge over in Rio Bravo.
Isn't that out in the desert?
Yes, and I'm going to catch it. And you are going to photograph me catching it. And then these bastards who call me a fake will discover who really catches these fish.
You do, right?
Well, you know, some of them. Listen, I know how to catch fish. Come on.
I don't want to go out to Rio Bravo.
It'll be an adventure. Come on.
I've got quite enough adventures.
I'll give you something you really love.
Okay, then.
This is the place.
Okay. What's the plan?
Oh, no, catfish are easy. Just a couple of rashers of bacon and that boy will be fine. Listen, I want you to get a picture of me actually landing the thing.
I'll try.
No, you do your best. Okay, chum? Set up over there.
Yes, boss.
Wake up!
So you don't really have to do too much throughout this mission. You just have to watch Jeremy Gill through a camera
Where is that damn
and just watch him
fish?
fish. Get ready to take a photo. You fall asleep at some point. That's why it teleported from day to night, because I just skipped all that part.
You know, the villagers were so grateful, the chief gave me his daughter. Hey, chum.
Sorry.
Oh, we got something. Oh, we got something!
Is it that catfish?
It's something big! Oh.
Good. Hurry up.
Oh, no, don't you rush me, chum. This is me and the gods wrestling for immortality. Oh, my God! It's a monster! Oh, God, he's gone again. Damn! No, I still got him on the line. You get ready! Oh, he's gonna come back again. I'm gonna pull him in just a little bit. I'm gonna tire him out. Get the camera ready!
I'm ready.
Oh, come on, boy! Come on, boy! Oh, come on, he's huge! Come on! Here, get this! Get this! Here he comes! Here he comes! Here comes him!
So once you snap that photo of him, all that's left to do now is pick up his special spinner, and the mission will end.
My God.
You can pick up his fisherman hat too. You'll unlock that at your wardrobe. And if this is your first collection set that you've done, you will get this achievement, the collector's item achievement. It was mine. I haven't collected any of the cigarette cards or anything like that, so there's that little bonus on top of finishing a Fisher of Fish. So yeah, pick up that special spinner and the mission will be done. So thanks for watching the video. I hope it helped you out in some way. If it did, like and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one.
Now.